This is Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. Today's topic is, what are the 11 steps to permanent residency?
Visa Coach. Fast, easy, and personal.
I am Fred Wall, the Visa Coach, and I am known for the personal one-on-one relationship, that we share. That's you, me, and your partner, as we work together as a team to overcome the many challenges of immigration. Don't risk your happiness. Don't go this course alone. Alone, it's far too easy for you to make the mistakes that cause tears, delays, and expensive denial. Just pick up the phone and speak with me directly so that you and I, can get to know each other. And this is the free consultation I talk about later. If we are compatible, that'll be the beginning of our beautiful relationship to get you the immigration approvals that you need. Now, this is what two of my clients, Michael and Suti Sien, had to say. Suti Sien comes from Indonesia, and I helped her adjust her status and get her green card. You should know that our actual interview time was under 15 minutes. The lady that interviewed us did not ask many questions. In fact, less than 5 or 6 questions in total. One of which was who did the cooking in the house, which ended up with a delightful conversation for my Sutitien about Indonesian foods and how she cooks. Now, I am telling you this because I truly believe that the central reason why the interview questions were so few was because of the detailed information on how you put our AOS petition together. The interview was more or less just a confirmation interview more than anything else. She basically verified the information that was on the petition in front of her, like living address and phone numbers. I thank God and I thank you for this success. This was truly a team effort. Thank you, Fred Wall, for your excellent work. Thank you for always being true to your word. You have truly helped in making my beloved Sutitien happy. Sincerely, Michael and Sutitien. You guys are certainly welcome. Now, let's talk about the 11 steps to permanent residency through marriage. You have worked long and hard and been very patient through this long process to bring your fiance to the USA, then to marry. Now that the honeymoon is over, it's time to once again work with USCIS, that means Homeland Security, to apply for official permission for your new spouse to remain in the USA permanently. Having been granted a fiancé visa and having married on time within the 90 days is not enough. Immigration is still skeptical and needs to be convinced that your current situation truly merits green card approval. Now, since your future happy ever after is at stake, it's important, essential, that each step taken to obtain permanent residency is carefully accomplished. And that's why here at Visa Coach, we have set up clear and I think well thought out procedures that we follow for each and every case. This way we know that every T is crossed and every I is dotted to ensure your green card approval. This is much too important, a life-changing process to leave anything to chance. So here goes. First, personal consultation with me. Unlike attorneys and cheap computerized robot-type document preparers, I offer a very personal service. I get to know my couples well, and we work together as a team to accomplish your goals. The truth is, getting a visa for your spouse was only a first step. After arrival, there's still more to do. Now there's getting the green card and demonstrating her conditional permanent residency. 2 years later, it's necessary to upgrade your spouse's status from the conditional, let's call it temporary permanent residency, to unconditional permanent residency, and eventually, finally, U.S. citizenship. I'll work closely with you for all of these steps, and we are together as long as it takes, usually many successful and cooperative years. Now, if I have already helped with your fiancé visa, we already have begun and enjoyed our personal relationship and can continue it now. But if this is your first time to hear a Visa Coach, I strongly believe that it's best that we start off on the right foot by getting to know each other first and making sure that we are a good match, well, from the get-go. That's why I invite you to speak with me directly on the telephone or on Skype. This is the free eligibility consultation that I offer. I want to get to know you and the details of your past experience with immigration, your problems or any red flags, your goals, and your desired timeline for moving forward to work authorization, advanced parole, and permanent residency. Once I get to know you, and if we both feel compatible, and if I believe I really can bring something to the party to help make your goals come true, well, then I'll offer my services and tell you exactly what I can do to help. Number 2, well, let's get started. Your background information. First, I'll send you via email a Get Started Kit. It includes questions for you to answer that will give me the detailed background information that will answer the questions that are asked by USCIS. If you are a fiance visa client, well, I'll just need updates on what has happened since your spouse's arrival to the USA. If a first-time client, well, I'll need your full set of background details as well. Now, I am going to ask you all the questions that I anticipate will be needed because it is more efficient. You only have to do your homework once, and because it gives me a chance to see the whole picture. Because if there are any issues or red flags, I want to know about them as early as possible so we can figure out the best way to handle them. Number 3, the VisaCoach audit. When I receive your response to the questions, well, I do not act like a computer or robot and just paste in your answers and say, we are done. Instead, I am going to audit and review each of your answers to make sure we do not accidentally trigger, well, any alarm bells at immigration. I'll review your answers to make sure there are no inconsistencies, illogic, omissions, or gaps. And I'll go back to you as needed with questions on anything that I find needs clarification. I'll work back and forth with you and your spouse until we have a clean set of data. And then we move forward. Step 4, your custom personal checklist. After auditing and vetting your background details, well, I know your situation very well. And using this knowledge, I'll customize for you a detailed checklist outlining all the documents, photographs, and various evidences I want you to send me. Because, well, based upon my experience with other cases, I think these are the materials that can win your case. Now remember from the other videos I've recorded that my signature philosophy is that we can win approval of your case before the interview even starts by providing the reviewing officer what he needs to have for him to be confident to approve. So you use the checklist I have prepared to obtain, then send me the type of evidences that go far beyond demonstrating just basic eligibility, that instead demonstrate that yours is a genuine and honest relationship in marriage, and that your permanent residency merits approval. Now, by applying a higher VisaCoach standard, by anticipating and providing what is needed, well, this frequently results in that the mandatory interview is being waived by USCIS, and your spouse's green card, well, delivered in the mail without you and your spouse having had to attend an in-person interview. It works. Step 5, processing your shoebox. I call the set of evidences, documents, and photographs that you send me the shoebox. This is based upon my and maybe your family experience to where, well, my mother kept bulky family heirlooms and treasures such as bronze baby shoes, dried flowers from the prom, special letters tied with a red ribbon, and the like in a shoebox in her closet. So after collecting your keepsakes and memories, as well as your civil documents and proofs of cohabitation and a joining of your 2 lives, well, mail me your shoebox. Once it arrives, I literally, well, turn off the phones to review and handle each and every piece that you have given me. I plan to handpick the best of the best. Now, this is truly a situation where there is more art than science. I want to tell your full story to make the strongest case to win your visa's approval. There has to be enough to tell your story to best effect, but the reviewing officer is busy. He won't have much time nor patience, so I choose the right amount as well. Not too much to divert the officer's attention or make him feel we are padding the evidence, but just the right amount to make a convincing logical point, then to guide him to the next convincing point, and so on. By the end of his review, I hope we have scored many points to convince him to say yes. Now remember, I want you to win. And I believe that if we show the correct evidences and the right amount of evidences, that the reviewing officer will approve. After I've gone through your shoebox, if I don't feel you have given me your best, given me all I expect you should have, I will go back to you and ask for more. It's really critical to touch all the bases in putting together your front-loaded petition. We only have one chance with the reviewing officer to make a good first impression. So let's do our best now. If needed, I'll go back to you with suggestions and ideas on how we can dig deeper to win your case. Number 6, the relationship letter. In order to improve your case's chance of success, I recommend including with your petition a detailed and persuasive letter addressed to the reviewing officer that tells your honest story. Together, we craft this letter to present you and your spouse as a sincere and deserving couple who are honest and should be granted a chance to have a life together in the USA. And in case you've got red flags, here is where we take the opportunity to tell your side of the story and explain the reasons why the red flag is not a valid reason to deny. 7, front-loaded petition. Now, once I am confident your presentation is as strong as it can be, I will wrap up by assembling your petition in a bound, tabbed, index package that is the way USCIS likes it. And I'll speed it to you via priority mail for you to review, sign, and then in turn send off to Homeland Security. I'll show you exactly how to write your check and where and how to mail your package. Step 8, Homeland Security, USCIS. USCIS is going to review your case, and in about a month, your spouse will need to visit a USCIS office to be fingerprinted and have an ID photo taken. Now, if we have applied for work authorization or advanced parole, well, these will be granted in about 2 more months. Now, while waiting for USCIS to finish their review, I update you and your spouse on what to do while waiting, such as developing further useful proofs of your lives together, as well as practicing sample interview questions. Step number 9, the permanent residency interview. It's a point of pride for me that most of VisaCoach's permanent residency applications are approved without an interview, but never will all interviews be waived. There's always going to be some held, if only due to random spot checking. So if you are scheduled for the interview, I'll prepare you with final instructions and work closely with you to make sure you and your spouse are calm and well prepared, ready for a successful interview. Step number 10, welcome to stay in the USA. Once the green card is approved, I'll explain its terms and what your spouse's rights and responsibilities are. And finally, step 11, continuing support. If your marriage is under 2 years old, your spouse will only be granted a conditional or temporary permanent residency. It's only good for 2 years. And 2 years later, we need to apply to upgrade and change it to an unrestricted permanent residency. I'll mark my calendar to notify you in plenty of time to take action. And finally, a year after that, well, U.S. citizenship will be on the table, if that's what your spouse wants. And I'm also available to help with that too. U.S. immigration is not your enemy, but they're certainly not your friend either. It's important to have VisaCoach on your side each step along the way. This was Fred Wall, the VisaCoach. Now please like or add your comments to this video. Then go to VisaCoach.com and sign up for the VisaCoach monthly newsletter. Each month it is full of tips and advice on immigration, and it's free of charge. Finally, when you are ready to get started, call for your free consultation and speak with me directly.
Before starting your immigration adventure, before entering an arcane maze of rules, regulations, and procedures, before committing yourself to a risky path that could mean an end to your happiness, speak with the VisaCoach and ask for his free consultation. He listens to you to learn the red flags and strengths of your case, your eligibility and goals. He will suggest which visa is right for you, the best strategy to get it, and how soon your love can join you. The friendly advice and wisdom he'll freely share with you might make the difference between approval and denial, and could save you months or years of loneliness and separation. What have you got to lose? Book your free consultation today.